Ever since its inception in 1996, every June, a group of 46 outstanding high school juniors and seniors from all over the country meet in Washington, D.C. for the experience of a lifetime, the NRA YES program. The NRA Youth Education Summit, or YES, is a week-long educational trip to Washington, D.C., sponsored by the Friends of NRA and the NRA. The summit encourages young adults to become active and knowledgeable U.S. citizens by learning about the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the federal government, and the importance of being active citizen in civic affairs.
Hello, I'm Dianna Rulon. I'm an alumni of the YES class of 2013. This past year, I was blessed with a wonderful opportunity of traveling to Washington, D.C. for the NRA Youth Education Summit, or YES. While I was there, I met many great people and had some awesome opportunities. And this video is part of my effort to spread the word about YES and what a fantastic opportunity it is for current high school, sophomores, and juniors. I also want to talk about the impact it can have on you, the participant, and your community.
To apply for YES, the participant must go to the Friends of NRA website and print off an application. In this application, you will be given a topic to write an essay about. Then you must write a personal statement on why you want to go to DC. Give a list of accomplishments and activities that you participate in, and maintain a GPA of 3.0. You must also get at least 3 letters of recommendations from members of your community. When applying for YES, keep in mind that this is a competitive program. Over 500 people applied for a scholarship in 2013 alone. That being said, you need to make sure you slow down, take your time, and put effort and thought into this application. I asked my English teacher and different mentors to edit my essay and give me advice on how to make it better, which was a huge help. For the letter of recommendation, make sure to ask for letters from people who have helped shape you into the person you are today. All the people who I asked to write letters for me know me well and know how much I would benefit from going to Washington, D.C. Don't give up simply because applying to YES might be a little challenging and you may not get in the first time you apply. Keep in mind the words of William Ellery Channing. Difficulties are meant to arouse, not discourage. Let the thought of overcoming the competition and being one of the best push you to work harder in everything you do, not just your application for YES. Before YES, every participant is given a controversial issue to write about so that you can give a speech while you're in Washington, D.C. My topic was, should teachers be paid based on student performance, i.e. standardized testing? While you don't necessarily need to have your speech memorized, you do need to have it prepared so that you can give it anywhere. I ended up giving mine on the bus on our way to the NRA range. There is no right or wrong answer in your speeches. You just have to make sure that your thoughts are well developed and thoroughly researched. Each student is also put into debate groups with 5 other participants for when you will take part in public debates during the week. Make sure to get a hold of the other members of your groups before you get to Washington, D.C., so that you can discuss your arguments and points beforehand, because they don't give you much time with your groups during YES. If you've never taken part in a formal debate before going to YES, don't worry. YES has someone from the NRA ILA, Institution for Legislative Action, talk to you about how it works and will take any of your questions. Plus, the YES chaperones are phenomenal and will help you with anything you need. You just need to ask them. All this research and writing before the summit is meant to prepare the students for their trip to Washington, D.C., so that they can show off their skills and strengthen their weaknesses while they're there. Monday is the most chaotic day out of the whole week. After you arrive in Washington, D.C., you'll be picked up by a YES chaperone who will take you to the hotel where you will be staying to meet all the other participants. There are icebreaker games and plenty of laughter. You'll listen to the rules of conduct for YES and be reminded that you're representing the NRA, so you must behave yourself wherever you go, because everyone will be watching you. After meeting with your debate groups for a little while, you'll head up to bed to get some much-needed rest. Tuesday is Speech, Friends, and Range Day. In the morning, you'll listen to speeches from many different people involved in the NRA. If you worry about falling asleep, don't fret, because YES makes it their goal to help you get the most out of Washington, D.C., without becoming terribly bored. My class had the privilege to listen to NRA President Jim Porter speak, and he offered us some words of wisdom.
And that's what this whole movement, and what I take from it and feel so strongly about, is it's about individual freedom. It's about
The speakers will talk about different programs you can initiate in your community, like Eddie Eagle, who teaches kids pre-K through 3rd 4 important steps to take if they find a firearm. Women on Target, which teaches women safe firearm handling, proper firearm storage, and how to shoot. And Refuse to be a Victim, which is a program aimed at improving personal safety strategies. They will also touch on the Grand Scholarship, which is $15,000 worth of scholarships that are given to students who go out and teach firearm safety and get involved in their community. Afterwards, you'll take part in a mock Friends of NRA banquet for lunch. The Friends of NRA sponsors the YES students and spends about $2,200 on each participant because they pay for travel, lodging, food, and an assortment of other things so that the students don't have to pay for any of it. Because of this, it's important that you thank your state field representative and try to speak at one of their banquets when you get back home so that they will continue their support of the YES program. You will take part in fun games with the chance to win free stuff. I won this Eddie Eagle gear that I can use when I teach little kids about gun safety. Once you've had lunch, you'll take the appropriate range safety test and then head to the National NRA range. There you will shoot a variety of different firearms with certified range officers helping you remain safe every step of the way. This year we had the chance to shoot with Top Shot Season 4 winner Chris Chang and try out his customized Glock 34, which was a fantastic opportunity. While we were at the range, Chris told us about how he made it to Top Shot and gave us some advice about the future. He talked to us about our passions and how we need to find something we're passionate about, but to also realize that our passions may change as we get older. He then issued us a challenge. The top 4 participants who shot the highest score that day would receive a special surprise from him. The top 4 ended up being from Ben from Tennessee, Rachel from Texas, Jacqueline from Illinois, and Jacob from Pennsylvania. Chris took each of their Bass Pro hats and shot a hole through the bill with his Glock 34. Then you'll tour the NRA Firearm Museum and see some of history's most iconic guns, including Dirty Harry's Smith & Wesson Model 9 44 Magnum revolver, Star Wars lightsaber, and a variety of other firearms. To wrap up the day, you'll get a chance to relax with a barbecue provided by the NRA staff, and you can take part in group games or just sit around and talk. Wednesday is the day of reckoning for each student. In the morning, you will travel to Hillsdale College Allen P. Kirby Center for Constitutional Studies and Citizenship to give your debates. These debates cover a variety of different national issues and force the students to think outside the box, take their stance on the issue, and defend their position against the opposing argument. The chaperones supervise the debate and, based on facts, presentation, and team coordination, will decide the winners of each debate. My team was the con team for the debate. The government has the right to impose diet restrictions on American citizens to benefit the overall health of our society. We worked hard to form our ideas, set up a chat group on Facebook, and brought articles to DC to use in our debate, so we'd be prepared. And you know what? We ended up winning our debate. All in all, the chance to debate with other teens from around the country who had different viewpoints was one of my favorite parts of YES. After this high-paced, brain-stimulating activity, you'll head over to the National Archives, to the Rotunda, to see the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Magna Carta. After dinner, you'll then head out to see all the different monuments in the city, including the Washington Monument, World War II, Korean, Vietnam, FDR, Jefferson, Martin Luther King Jr., and Lincoln memorials. While you're at these monuments, the utmost respect is expected because you are reflecting and paying your respects to the men and women who gave their lives to protect this country and our freedoms. By Thursday, almost everyone is lagging from lack of sleep and overexertion. But Thursday is extremely important because this is a day that the group visits the Capitol Hill and Supreme Court. While on Capitol Hill, you meet with a congressman or senator.
The past few years it's been Congressman Hunter Duncan from California. Once you've seen the Senate and House of Representatives, you'll head over to the Capitol building to tour its many exhibits.
Then you'll get a chance to see the Supreme Court, which is considered the final interpreter of federal constitutional law, and where the top cases of the country are argued. You'll learn about its past, what impact it's had on shaping America, and tour its impressive structure. After that, you'll head over to the National Museum of American History for a scavenger hunt. This scavenger hunt involves different exhibits in the museum and is a competition between the different groups to see who can find them all first so that they can win a secret prize. To wrap up the day, you'll go to Ultrazone Laser Tag to eat, have fun, and relax. For any military fanatics out there, you'll appreciate Friday, unless of course you have a thing against the Marines. You'll travel to Quantico Marine Base near Triangle, Virginia. While we were there, my class had the chance to take part in different simulations, including a Humvee convoy and a scouting mission. Some classes have had the chance to meet canine units and martial art masters, so what you'll do there depends from year to year. We also had a chance to pose with some of their other simulations, like this M2. After that, you go to the National Marine Corps Museum, which has many extraordinary exhibits that tell you the history of the Marines from the early 1800s to present day, including a moving display about 9/11 and a minute-by-minute timeline of the events that took place. Then you'll head over to the Iwo Jima Memorial to eat MREs for lunch. And don't worry, they're not as bad as they're made out to be. To finish up the day, you'll get a chance to see the 8th and I Parade at the Marine Corps Barracks. Unfortunately, my class didn't get a chance to see it because it was rained out. Saturday has its own bittersweetness to it, and it's not just because it's the last full day of the summit, but because this is also the day that you will visit the hallowed grounds of Arlington National Cemetery. While you're there, you'll visit the Robert E. Lee home and JFK's Eternal Flame. The highlight of the trip to Arlington is the ceremonial changing of the guard in Wreath Lane, where 4 YES students are selected by the chaperones to help with the ceremony. After taking time to remember those who gave their lives for their country, you head over to the museum. The museum is a museum that is completely dedicated to, you guessed it, news. The museum has many impressive exhibits, including pieces of the Twin Towers, Flight 93, the Pentagon, a piece of the Berlin Wall, and many other historically significant pieces. They also house many important newspaper articles from around the world that highlight the world's greatest triumphs and most devastating losses. After the museum, you head back to the hotel to get ready for the awards ceremony. During the ceremony, different superlatives that you, the participants, voted on for each other, including Mr. and Mrs. Yes, and $15,000 worth of scholarships, are given out to various students who earned it throughout the week. Then the chaperones say their parting words, and the stand is open to anyone who would like to speak. After the awards, everyone goes back to the hotel for the hardest part of Yes, the goodbyes. All the students involved in Yes come from different ethnic groups, backgrounds, and religious beliefs. Some have never shot a firearm before, while others are accomplished shooters in their events. But they all come together for one reason: to learn. To learn about their national government, their freedoms as Americans, how they can become more active citizens, and how they can protect the freedom that protects all of the freedoms, the Second Amendment. But one of the most amazing things about Yes was the friendships that were formed. In the beginning, we were all individuals, representatives from our own states, but by the end, we were more than that. We are now a support system for each other, lifelong friends, and a fellowship of young people whose aim is to change the world. I wish that everyone, young and old, had the chance to connect with others the way I was able to at Yes. If you are interested in this life-changing program, head over to your Friends of NRA website for more information. We need people to be involved in tomorrow's government, because if we aren't, who will? Thank you, and God bless.